So I'm going to call the meeting to order. Would PRC vote please take attendance?
Senator Blanton. Senator Hill. Senator Hayden. Here.
Here.
Senator McDonald.
Here.
Senator Parody.
Here it is. Here.
Here it is. Senator Parada. Here. Senator Pugh.
Here.
Senator Reed. Here. Senator Scavano.
Here.
Senator Simpson.
Here.
Senator Spires.
Here.
Senator Truth.
Here.
Senator Storm.
Here.
GSA Rep. Conlon.
Present.
GSA Rep. Trotter.
So at this point, could we go around and then everybody introduce each other, please? I know most of you know each other, but we have some new faces. So starting as a senator of the team, please. What you're involved in, what year, major, things like that.
I'm a senior. I'm in this and Theta Phi and some other things. I'm a Nike.
What's your first name?
Taylor.
Hi, I'm Danielle Sylvain. I'm on the Academic Policy Committee and the Finance Committee. I'm a sophomore, Becky, and I'm on CUSA and work.
I'm Sydney Spires. I'm a sophomore engineering and management major. I'm in CUSA after rugby. I'm in finance committee.
I'm Nate Parada. I'm a junior environmental engineering major. I'm on the swim team and the bass fishing team.
I'm Jules Morski. I'm a junior mechanical engineering major. I'm in CUSA. I'm in Engineers for International Sustainability Launch Program.
I'm Pat. I'm a junior. I'm in FYS. I teach yoga classes and yeah, that's about it.
I'm Jay. I'm a PhD university student. I'm in GSA, engineering.
I'm Patrick. I'm an engineering master student. I'm in this GSA as well as Jade, and I'm
I'm Marissa. I'm an MBA student and a student organization GA, I guess. I'm Megan. I'm the new assistant director of student life.
Hi everyone, I'm Kelsey. I am officially the director of student organizations at the Student Center, but I'm working with HR to get my title changed to director of student life, so it's a lot less.
Hey guys, I'm Renee. So obviously I'm the treasurer for CUSA. I'm a senior. I dabble in biology and psychology. I'm involved with a couple different clubs on campus, Dr. Style Quarters, Out in Club, Value, and then Tri Beta, and then a couple of committees.
I'm Jacob Beckman. I'm a senior E&M student. I do FYS and College Republicans, as well as I'm a brother Sigma Chi.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm a super senior, global supply chain management major with minors in project management and international and cross-cultural perspectives. I'm obviously vice president of CUSA. I'm in first year STEM. I'm in Theta Phi Alpha, I'm in dance ensemble, Goldies, CIA. Around.
Hi, I'm Kevin. I'm a sophomore business studies and communications major. I'm public relations major at CUSA. I'm president of the meeting for Europe. I'm treasurer for Golden Notes. I work in the teaching and learning plan at Clarkson.
I'm Ian. I'm a sophomore aeronautical engineering major. In Sigma Chi, College Republicans, Pat Vin, and I like tigers.
I'm Avery. I'm a sophomore environmental engineering student. I work for OSL and Spikewalk Club.
I'm Zach Layton, sophomore mechanical engineering student, business minor. I'm in CUSA, brother Sigma Chi, and Valley Club.
Alright. Hi, I'm Logan. I'm a senior mechanical engineer. I'm on the football team, on the Up Till Dawn team. I'm brother Cal Kappa Epsilon. And I'm a CUSA.
How's it going, guys? My name is Jacob Troop. I am a teaching assistant. I am on the Academics and Policy Committee of CUSA. I'm a member of Tau Kappa Epsilon. I'm the president of Physics Club at WCKN. I am the ISC risk manager, and I'm part of Clarkson University's Upside Down training.
Hi, I'm Nick McDonald. I'm a senior math and math economics major. I'm the president of Phi Kappa Sigma. I'm a Beta Phi Alpha Bo, and that's the one I'm most proud of.
Hi everyone, my name is Brandon Pugh. I'm a senior electrical engineering major. I'm involved in CUB, Speed Club, and IEEE, and I'm in the finance team.
All right, moving on to reading, correction, and approval of minutes. Any comments? And motions on the floor? Motions on the floor? Senator Zamorsky?
I move to accept this meeting's minutes.
Is there a second to the motion? All in favor? All opposed? Passes. All right, moving on to guest speakers. Kelsey Kisa, Director of Student Life. Unofficial.
I'm just telling you that's my title, so you'll notice in my signature line that's also what it says. Something I don't get through. So it's very funny to I label myself as guest speaker because I thought it was important that you all know some of the updates that we've made, but just writing speaker and not guest speaker is also weird. So here I am for the first time as the CUSA guest speaker in all of 3 years. So it's super exciting. I'm going to try to be more prepared. We'll see. So first and foremost, welcome back to really disgusting weather, but it's going to be winter soon, so I know it's on the way out. But welcome to all of the new faces. Excited to see what we can do this year with a bunch of new people and a bunch of people who are coming back from co-ops and studying abroad and great experiences that way to see what we can do as a group moving forward, recognizing right now we still have a lot of open chairs, so we still have some work to do to make sure that we're a full unit moving forward. For things that are important to mention, I mean, certainly the reason that we have Marissa here tonight is so that you can see her face, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. And then, obviously, for those of you who are returning, you see that Megan doesn't look like Jackie. Also has a different name, so very convenient different title as well. So I just want to let you guys know some of these changes so you can know what to expect from the three of us as we move forward and figure out all of our new roles, because while I have been here for 3 years, my job description changed significantly this summer in light of changing what was coordinator of student organizations to assistant director of student life. And we've never had a graduate assistant before, so now also welcoming a graduate assistant onto our team. And really, what does that dynamic look like, and how do we work together, and what will all of you work with us on? So first and foremost, I'll start with Marissa as graduate assistant. So she is in the office Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 to 4:30, and Tuesday, Thursday, 1 to 2:30. All right. And she is at the front desk working on disbursement orders, answering questions, answering the phone, dealing with the printer that's a disaster right now, and working front line of defense with all of you and student organizations as those needs arise. I'll get into stuff with the P card in my report later, but Marissa will also be working with you guys on the P cards as well. And then Megan as assistant director, her job responsibilities, this is where I need to make my book because this used to just all be me, and now I can really be one person instead of 15 people. So Megan will be heavily involved in Greek life. So she's advising the Panhellenic Council and Interfraternity Council. She's working with the Greeks on the day-to-day operations of the Greek community and issues like recruitment and conflict management and how do we work better as one community versus being 14 smaller communities. Certainly she will be here co-advising Student Senate with me, so we'll be taking some turns off and on which one of us is here. Sometimes we both will be here, sometimes it will be one of us. We'll figure out what that schedule looks like as we progress through. In addition to that, she will be working alongside me with being in campus, or if you don't know it this way, Campus Lab is the name of the company that we use for nightlife. So she'll be an administrator on Nightlife, so any questions that you have on event management or how to use Nightlife, you can also ask to Megan. With the Student Center, she'll be working on some of the back-end stuff alongside with me when student organizations request spaces in the Student Center. So we both use EMS on the administrator side to approve those events and help figure out setups and all of that type of stuff. And then certainly in higher education, when you work on a college campus, there are 1,075 campus committees that we can be a part of, so we both will be on 1,075 committees. And then as director of student life, my biggest responsibility is with all of you. So making sure that we figure out what our goals are for each semester and moving through those goals and some check-ins, making sure that things are going well. Overall, overseeing the budgeting process and what do each of our processes look like. There were a lot of issues with fraud charges last year. So how do we mitigate all of those? By a lot of fraud charges, I mean, we're talking more than in the range of $10,000 last year in fraud charges that we were working through a bunch of different companies on. And so we need to work on really our internal controls and what does that look like and how do we ensure that we're all using websites that are secure enough that our card information isn't getting taken elsewhere. Working with student organization leaders on transitioning documents. What does it look like to be a new president of an organization? How do we get your advisor more involved in all of those sorts of things? Certainly I'll be supervising both Megan and Marissa, a primary administrator for Nightlife, working with the company on that. Working on the organization conduct board with whoever ends up taking the lead on that. And then still working with Greek Life in areas like policy, conduct, and more of the high-level things that have to go across each of the chapters versus the individual chapters themselves. Still have a significant role in Title IX, so Deputy Title IX Coordinator for those of you who are unaware of that. So I'm involved in training, investigations, and conduct issues there. And then similar, the 1,075 committees and working on orientation and link stuff and all those things with OSL. That is the three of us. So in essence, we do all of the things. And if you have questions about who is in charge of what, come to any of the three of us and we at least will figure out the person we need to talk to each of the three of us. But we're all here and available for all of you. All right.
Any questions? You guys do so? Moving on to visitor comments. Any visitor comments?
Thank you. That was great.
Moving on to general comments. Any general comments? Moving on to officer reports, starting with myself. So at the end of the semester, I kind of stated some of my goals for the year and things I want to be working on. So I'll just reiterate them now. Academic advising, I'm sitting on a committee that will be working towards improving primarily the engineering department's advising, seeing if come up with a system that will be working better than what was currently in place. As well as I'll be sitting on the historical justice committee with Professor Adriano and Jeff Taylor. So I really look forward to that. And then lastly, I want to work better with promoting clubs to attract students. President Collins, we spoke about this a couple times now, and he really likes this idea, explicitly promoting things like club sports. That seems to be drawing a lot of students, so working with that. As well as I plan on attending multiple meetings of both the larger clubs on campus to see how they operate and how to improve them, as well as bring back feedback for OSL staff. We'll be working on projects on how to more effectively run a club. And then lastly, this Monday I met with Scott Smalling, who's the Associate Athletic Director, who I believe will be shortly promoted to Athletic Director. And we met with him about shield renovation, or I met with him about shield renovation, and he is interested in getting a full-time, potentially 2 full-time strength and conditioning coaches for the student body, because there's a new gym going into the Shield Center. So I guess, what are your thoughts on that? This person would be full-time. His hours would be 8 in the morning, his or her hours would be from 8 in the morning to 8 at night if we had 2. And they would be able to help train students as well as give them nutritional support in order to live a healthier lifestyle.
So it's open to the entire student body, not just athletes,
That
correct?
is correct. Ted, I think his name is, he's just for the D1, but then the D1 teams, but this would be for everybody. At any time you can go to that gym and speak with them. Senator Simpson?
I just have a question as to logistically how this might work. Would he just be present at like the facility all the time?
My understanding,
like, help people out for questions and stuff.
yeah, my understanding would be in the gym like pretty much all hours. So, any other questions? All right. Moving on to Vice President Hendrickson.
Okay, so Vice President Hill, Vice President of Academic, or the, he's not here, yeah. Sorry. So I'm going to be giving the academics policy report for him. Basically, right now we are going through the elections. As you can see, there's a lot of empty seats right now. So we need to fill those spots. And we as a committee will be going through sections of the Constitution piece by piece throughout this semester, and with the goal of by the end of the semester we will have a completely rewritten Constitution. And then I'm going to read out the election timeline for you guys. So the packets will be available tomorrow. I'm going to try to get them printed tonight. And then the platforms and the pictures will be due by 4 p.m. on Thursday. The nomination petitions will be due by Friday. And then the elections will be held Tuesday of next week, September 11th, and Wednesday, September 12th. And they will close at 9 p.m. And then all election materials must be removed from campus by Thursday, September 13th. And so that's the elections timeline. And then also for the semester, we're going to switch things up with the guest speaker to help improve club relations. We are going to alternate between having a faculty or staff member as our guest speaker and having clubs be our guest speaker, so we can get to know more about some of the bigger clubs on campus or some of the smaller clubs that aren't as well known, so that we can ask them questions and they can ask us questions to help be more transparent, so they understand what we do and we understand what they do and how we can help each other out. And that's our new plan for guest speaker. Does anybody have any questions? Concerns?
Moving on to public relations, or treasurer level.
So the first thing, the budget is complete. We'll be talking about it later on in this meeting in full business. So I believe the total is somewhere around $1,080,000 being given out to clubs, and including CUSA and the Senate, as well as our contingency accounts. So we're going to take a look at that later on and vote on it. As far as the info sessions go, they will meet Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. I have to work out because there was a little bit of a schedule change. So the email should go out by tomorrow afternoon. So if you guys are in other clubs or organizations, make sure that they know between either the president or treasurer have to attend those meetings. Otherwise, their accounts, regardless of what budget passes through, their accounts are going to freeze if they do not attend. If something happens and somebody cannot attend any of those meetings, contact one of us, either Advisor Diesel or myself, just to state the reason why you cannot make it, and then we'll find an alternate solution to that problem. There are many things that are going to be changing, as Advisor Diesel had touched on earlier on, between P-card changes and finance policy changes. Those will all be discussed, as well as different constitutional things such as registering clubs on nightlife and how to go about requesting a hub for different events and activities. The last thing just to touch up on, finance committee meetings have changed from last year to this year. So they're not on Thursdays anymore, they're Wednesdays at 6 p.m. down at CUSA 123. Forms will be available and meetings start up every week now, so if the club needs to request any money, sign up.
Any questions for Treasurer Levy? Now moving on to Public Relations Coordinator Hill.
So attendance, I just want to give a quick recap for introducing you to the attendance rules of CUSA. Everybody gets six out. 3 unexcused and 3 excused absences for the
You get two unexcused absences, you get 4 excused absences. We're looking to change that in the future to be 3 and 3. Right now, it's 2 and 4, just so you guys all know.
We want to make committee attendance mandatory, so if you miss 2 committee meetings, that counts as a second meeting. And you have to show up, dress in business casual attire. The activities fair went pretty well. The beginning was a little rough, not gonna lie. But I've created like a how-to on how to organize activities fair for whoever takes this position for next year. Thank you to the senators who showed up and helped and set up the activities fair as well. So my committee, so this year, each of the board members, the executive president, admin, are taking on the committee.